Then
Right.
there's people like us, which I've talked to you before, and I know that you would be the same way. That if I had that money, I would donate it to real causes.
I would. I would do a lot
I
of
wouldn't be
cool
stingy.
things.
I would not be stingy with it.
Well, and that's why the world has a hard time getting better, is because people like that.
Yeah, because they're growing up that way. They brought up, a lot of them were born rich.
Right. Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, those people.
Yeah.
They're always the same way. We need to give to charity. Okay, you tell me that when I, got a couple grand in my bank account and you have billions in your bank account. You're telling me that?
Yeah. Just like that guy right there, Bill Gates. He grew up rich. His dad was rich.
Right?
He was.
Right.
I mean, he was a scientist too.
Well, and I have no problem with people creating wealth.
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
But what I do have a problem with is them telling people that don't have wealth to contribute when they are, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like all these people all the time that talk about giving and giving and giving for the betterment of society.
Right. But the dictators is what I don't like.
Well, I don't know what they're worth, but it's a lot of money. It's billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars.
Right. I just don't like people telling me what I have to do and what I don't have to do.
Well, I want people to put this in perspective. Literally, Bill and Melinda Gates, according to UNICEF, could end all unwanted homelessness and all hunger problems in America with $17.5 billion. Yeah. That would be awesome. Dan said I'd hire Dan and Jeremy to do a radio show. No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, 17.5, and that's not even, I don't know how much they're worth, but I know that that's not even 1/10 of what they're worth.
Right.
So put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
And end child hunger.
Yes.
End homelessness for children. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, instead of, causing problems with not ending hunger, why don't you help the hunger?
Right.
Like going over there and testing stuff out on the African children.
Do you know Bill Gates is the #1 private landowner in the United States of America right now?
Yeah.
He's buying land in Georgia, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, South Dakota. He's just buying up land, and they're building these weird buildings on it. Nobody knows why. Nobody's talking about it. All there is right now is conspiracy and speculation. But I don't think it's to feed the hungry.
No.
I can say that much.
Well, we know it's not that because he's already talked about it in his.
Okay, they say $130 billion in assets.
Right. We already know what the Gates are about.
Right. So
he's already come out and said it, Hans.
27 years of marriage. Bill Gates is 65. His wife is 56. They're calling it quits. So here's the 5 most expensive divorces ever. Jeff Bezos and Mackenzie Scott.
Okay? I believe that one.
In July 2019, billionaire Amazon founder and his wife announced their split after 25 years of marriage. Yeah. Didn't it used to be 7 years? Like if you could make it over the 7-year hump, you were,
Right.
Well, 25 and 27. I mean, it's just weird. It says, but the divorce made Mackenzie Scott the 3rd richest woman in the world. Till date, this split is deemed as the costliest divorce ever, as Bezos had to part with $36 billion of his wealth. In March this year, Scott remarried a Seattle science teacher. Well, we're talking about numbers that I don't think most people understand, nor do they want to. Right. Yeah. But here's the thing. What after 25 years of marriage would you want to get divorced for if you were billionaires?
Right.
I mean, you really had to screw something up.
Right.
And to gain that. But you remember, it was no sweat off his back. Jeff Bezos, remember, because of COVID, because of Amazon, because of everything that they were doing, guess what? He made, what was it? His company made $200 billion in the first 3 months of 2019.
Yep.
So literally 2 months after the split, he was richer than he was when he had to give $36 billion away.
Right. And it wasn't long after that divorce, he had a girlfriend. It was weird, like a couple months later.
Well, I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, too.
That the word on the street.
He cheated on her.
That's what I heard.
That's what I heard, too.
And a bird is a word. Bird.
Bird.
Yeah.
Bird banger is the word.
Yeah.
I mean, bird. Hey,
Okay, so then number 2, Jocelyn and Alec Wildenstein. This was the priciest divorce settlement of the 90s, which gave Jocelyn Wildstein, known by her plastic surgery moniker as Catwoman. You've seen that gal, right?
Yeah.
$2.5 billion, which, at that time was a massive amount. But was it?
Right.
You know what I mean? But she likely ran out of the fortune and filed for bankruptcy in 2018. How do you spend $2.5 billion? Hello, Carolyn.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? 2.5. How do you do it? Stupid lavish trips.
Yes.
But buying super. Okay, so I'm looking at houses the other day, right? So think about this. If you had $2.5 billion,
right,
and you bought $100 million worth of mansions,
right,
you've only spent 2.5% of your money.
I know.
How do you do it?
That's what I say. I don't need a whole lot. I just need enough to get by,
right?
And I can help others.
Well, it's not.
That's what I like to do. That's deep down inside. That's what I really want to do. My goal was to, if I ever hit the lottery, which I don't play, you can't win if you don't play. They say.
Right.
So the thing is, if I was to ever play it and I hit it, I always said that I would make veterans homes and have doctors run those homes.
Oh, small homes. I mean,
to take care of the homeless veterans that are out on these streets in America. I would build a place everywhere across this nation, in every major city. There would be no more homeless veterans.
Here's there's a difference between people that have a lot of money,
right,
and then the people that are the super rich,
right.
Okay, I'll give you an example. Even Donald Trump, it drives me nuts how he brags about how wealthy he is.
Right.
All these guys do it.
Yep.
But to them, and this is the sad part, to them, money is worth more than anything.
Which is wrong.
All the super rich are that way.
Yep.
That's how they have it, counting their clams. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
What are you actually experiencing? What do you actually get to do? Because you got to be worried about that all the time, right?
Right. And how can you really live a good life knowing that, you're so caught up in your money that you think that that's the values of life? That's not, to me, that's not the values of life. Values of life is God, family, country first.
Right. And creating moments in your life that you can remember.
Right.
I've talked to a lot of people at length about this subject. Is it the stuff? Is it the, and this is what every single person will tell you. It is literally about the memories that you create.
Yep.
It's what you do is what you have. I'm going to tell you this. Maya and I were flat broke. And I'm not talking about the broke that most people say they're broke.
Right.
I only got about $1,000 in the bank and a few $100 in my pocket. I'm talking about broke, like you got $20 to get to work for the week until you get paid on Friday.
I've done it.
Okay. So our electric was shut off in our house. This was years ago, but still relevant.
Yeah.
Okay. We are busting our butts. Both of us are working. We can't get help because, both people are working. So there was no help available to us.
Right.
Paying a mountain in child support. So I come home. We got a week, so what the hell are we going to eat? Well, we made out our stuff for the week, but it's Sunday. And we're like, what are we going to eat? So we go in and we had stuff in a cooler because our freezer wasn't working because we didn't have electricity on. We had frozen green beans. We had some Velveeta cheese. We had, I want to say it wasn't hamburger. Oh, summer sausage.
Yeah.
And something else. Anyways, we sliced and diced and threw all this crap together and, put it on our grill with some tin foil.
You sound like you went through similar stuff that I have.
Man, I'm telling you, we laughed and we ate it. It was so great. And I wouldn't trade that for the world, even though it was a hardship,
Right.
It kind of built us, if you know what I mean.
It does. It builds up your character of you, your family.
Right.
When you hit rock bottom, man, it's where you see the top. You just keep looking up until you get to the top.
Right.
And that's pretty much it in life, man.
Exactly.
I mean, it happened to us. I mean, me and my late wife, we went through some time because she had the cancer. I had to take off. I told you that from Amazon to go take care of her and be her caregiver because she didn't want nobody else to take care of her.
Well, here's the thing that nobody gets. It's not the swell times or the great times or the rich times that make you who you are.
No.
It's the tested, tried, and to forge through the fire hard times that make you who you are.
It's the personable time, is what I always say.
The personable.
That's my word of the day, by the way.
Personable?
It's personable to you,
right?
As an individual. It means a lot to you, and it means a lot for them, for you to be there. That's like my wife. I couldn't tell her no.
Right.
She was going through enough. You know?
Right. Well,
and at that time, with the cancer and all that, so I was like, I got to do what I got to do.
I think that you point out something good here, about being personable and stuff. Yeah. Have you ever noticed that shame really comes in handy?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shame has taught me a lot of lessons. Mm-hmm. I don't think people have shame anymore.
No.
When I was put in certain situations, and have you ever had to ask somebody for something, like help for something?
And you hate
that is shameful, man. I mean, to me, and they're like, "Oh, don't worry about it, don't worry." But it's still shameful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you've done that with me when I got to Missouri, and I felt that way, man.
What's that? Oh, shameful
for asking you for something.
Well, see.
But I mean,
but you always paid it back, and you always paid it back when you said you would.
Exactly. I mean, I'm a man of my word.
But that's the difference. It, I don't think people understand that. I don't think they want to understand that.
No.
But having your pride jerked away once in a while, and having to build yourself back up,
it makes you realize what's the importance of life.
I agree. I think so, and that's that's missing
family,
today.
Like you said,
it is.
It's family, and friends.
Speaking of family, and speaking of breaking up, how about Elon and Justine Musk? After their courtship since college, the billionaire Tesla CEO was married to Justine Musk, for 8 years until 2008, and had 6 children together. Musk has described how they share joint custody of their children. He said he foots the bills for the children's nannies and also sends Justine $20,000 per month post-tax. In addition to giving her their Bel Air home, he claimed the split cost him $170,000 average monthly legal bills. Whew. Wow. Elon Musk divorced actress Tallulah Riley twice. The first time he split from Riley in 2012, she walked away with $4.2 million, but they reconciled and married again a year later. Mr. Musk again filed for divorce for her in 2015 and agreed to a $16 million settlement. Wow. Yeah. Did you hear about Elon Musk? He came out on Saturday Night Live and said that he has Asperger's disease.
Huh. Did not know that.
Well, Dogecoin dropped 30% from him saying that. I don't know. There's something about these people getting sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't wish that on anybody.
No.
I don't exactly understand Asperger's disease, but I do believe that it's a form of autism.
Yeah.
So, our prayers are with him.
Yeah.
Whether you like him or don't like him. Right. That's the one thing that really does get to me in today's society.
Yeah, another little side note to that. I heard that Elon Musk was, they were throwing a fit the week before about him coming on Saturday Night Live.
Well,
the actors on the show were.
Really?
Yes.
They didn't want him on there.
They were, it was all over, I guess, Twitter, that they did not want him on the show, a lot of them.
Why? Because he's a centrist?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's it. I mean, he's what we are.
He is a centrist.
Yeah.
The guy is way over here. He's way over here. And, when all the rubber bands come back and he's pretty much in the middle.
Yeah.
He does have some weird ideas.
Right.
But who doesn't have some weird ideas?
Yeah. I mean, everybody has a weird idea. Come on now.
Tiger Woods and Aline Nordegren. The golf legend met the Swedish model at the 2001 Open Championship, and they were married 3 years later in Barbados. In 2009, however, the marriage broke after reports of Tiger Woods having an affair with a nightclub manager. And if you remember, that opened Pandora's box.
Right.
He was partying with pretty much, anybody that would party back.
Right.
It says Aline Nordegren divorced Woods a year later, and she got $110 million.
Wow.
$110 million.
Unreal.
$110 million. Did you hear me? 110.
I know. I just unreal.
Okay, now you've heard the joke. Why do divorces cost so much?